this is not going to be a manifestation channel. This is how to recognize yourself as the I am, as source, because that's what you are. This is not about personalities. This is not about living in the la la land of the three-dimensional world, although we will incorporate that stuff because we're here. This is what we're doing, right? We'll talk about emotions, thoughts, feelings, experiences, and how all of those are objects on the screen of space. Okay, they are objects that cannot be added to or removed from source. They are appearances. They are objects in the sky, and this is what I talk about a lot on my TikTok channel. You are the sky. Source. The sky. Always the sky. That's it. It can't see itself. It just knows itself. The birds, the trees, the planes, the clouds, the rain, all that stuff in the sky is always moving, right? Even the sun, the moon, right? Always moving. It's always moving. It's never the same. It's there. It appears. We see it. Sometimes I see the sun and you see the moon, right? That doesn't change the sky. That doesn't change the fact that the sky is still the sky. The sun doesn't tell the sky how to feel. It doesn't tell the sky what is good, what is bad. And then the sky is like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay. And then the sun goes away and it's like, oh yeah, I feel better. Oh yeah, because I don't see that thing anymore in my awareness. It's not there. So that's not what that is. You are the sky. You are not separate from it. You, the character, the separate self, the finite mind, the ego, is a creation of source. But it is not source. It is there. And the versions that you see is coming from your perception or your awareness. That's why we say all things exist and it's already done, because it is. The reason that you don't see it is because of where your awareness is, what you're perceiving. Have you ever tried to find something that you thought was lost, and at some point you're like, you know what, forget it. Like I don't have time to look for this thing right now. I am just whatever. I give up. And then you're looking everywhere, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna look in this drawer. I'm gonna look in this box. I'm gonna look all over around. And then you give up because you're like, yeah, you know what? I don't know where it is. I forget it. I don't have time. And then you just go about your day and you're doing stuff. And then you go to that box that you looked in that it wasn't there, and it's there. Have you ever done that? It's because you let go. You loosened the grip. At that point, it wasn't lost anymore because you weren't focused on it being lost. You had dropped it, and so it was able to show up to you. Some people might think that, or say, and this could be true for them, that, a ghost or a spirit came and put it there, and it knew where it was, and it put it there. Okay, well, sure, that could be true for you. Well, what I believe is that it appeared because you weren't focused on it. You didn't have an attachment to it that it wasn't there. You dropped it. You, at that point, became one with it. You were no longer separate from it because your awareness was not on the fact that it was lost or that you couldn't find it. It showed up because your awareness was able to show it to you. you were able to perceive it at that point. That is the same thing. That's all we're doing here. That is the same thing with your desires. It's the same thing with the versions, or the version that you want to be. That's what we're doing here. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves that it starts within. And what I mean when I say it starts within is you get the desire, boom, it's yours. It's done. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So it has to be. You're not seeing it in that moment because you're like, oh yeah, it's a new thing that I decided I wanted and I don't have it. But if you start telling yourself anytime you have desire, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wonder how it's going to come in. Like, oh, I can't wait to experience that thing. That'd be so cool. Not, oh, what do I have to do to get this thing? Okay, I need to go to the gym 7 times a week and spend 3 hours there. And then I have to make sure that I'm meditating every day, or maybe 3 times a day. Maybe, and then I could probably do like 1,000 affirmations, maybe some subliminals, or maybe I should watch some more content, or, write things down, and I got to do something because I don't have it. And the only way I know how to get something is to do something. And I need to be disciplined, and it takes 21 days to create a habit. And so that's what Tony Robbins said. So I have to do that. Guys, I love Tony Robbins, but I'm just saying, all right? Everyone here, like I said, is trying to help. Okay. I believe. I like to believe that, okay? Because I don't want to go the other way. But please realize that they're just speaking to you from their experiences and what has worked for them, okay? And it may work for you. I'm not saying that it won't, but anything that you do, remember who and what you are when you're doing it. That's where the power is. That's where and how things are made manifest. That's how they appear to you. Because Source doesn't have fear. Source doesn't decide what's good or bad. Source doesn't have feelings. Source isn't hurt by things. Source is all things. So it can't just be one thing and then switch to another thing and then switch to another thing. And based on all the external and what is happening, let us remember as well that there are no others. Okay? Our realities are appearing to us. We're experiencing things from our own perception. So if you want to do something and something new, and then you tell someone about it and they're like, and they have something to say, right? What are we usually told? Oh, well, that's just their projection. That's just them. That's their own insecurities, right? And while that does make you feel better, it is, in some way, a mirror to you, okay? It's telling you something. It's not telling you something that's permanent, though, okay? It's not saying, oh, well, you know what? You're shit out of luck. Because they just told you that bad thing about yourself and you have to believe it because they're your mirror. No, that's not, no. That's just saying that's what your awareness was on in that moment. That's it. It's not something we have to go and dissect. It's not something we have to heal from. We don't need to, go into a deep dive and figure it out and just analyze our brains and reprogram and unprogram and get out of the matrix and, no. We've overcomplicated the fuck out of this. But that's what the separate self does. It needs to know that it exists. It needs to know, it needs to be validated. And what better way to get validation than to show you something to remind you that it's the one in control. There are no others. Kara, what do you mean? There are no others. I see people all around me. What do you mean? Have you been saucing it? No. There are no others means you are the only perceiver in your reality. You are the only one perceiving through your eyes, your human eyes. You are the only one. So everything that you see is what's in your awareness, is of your creation. Yes, there are others out here. They are in their own realities and perceiving you and others through their own lens. So that's where it's all coming from. It's all coming from you. Everything. Have you ever had a friend or a colleague or an acquaintance that you got along with and other people didn't? I think that's one of the best examples that I can give. It's how you're perceiving them. You experience them how you're perceiving them. You're experiencing them based on all of the what you know yourself to be at that point. And usually when it's from the separate self, we're heavy on the beliefs, the thoughts, the experiences, the emotions, all the things, all the objects, right? Because we didn't know any better, but now we do, okay?